Hi, and welcome to the second of the six-part series of the focus group training. So this is going to help you move your Usana business forward by learning skills and tips so that you know what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and the rest is just action. So you just take one step at a time, and as you're doing that, you can be in contact with me directly to help you along the process. And that way you're earning as you're learning, we call it. So you don't have to know all the things first. The main point with doing trainings online, so we can watch the video afterwards, is that you can learn the skills as you go and become more experienced. So things you learn today, if you go through the 6-week program and you think, great, I know it, redo it and you'll hear something completely different, because now you've learned one set of skills which are totally relevant. The next time through, you may learn the next level from the same information or very similar information. So we will keep a live ongoing training going, but you can also go back and listen to this again and again if you need refreshing. Sometimes life throws a bit of a curveball at us and we need to down tools and take care of things that are really important to us. And that's the whole point of, in our first series, we did goals and goal setting, and aligning those to your values and what you see as valuable and important. So that also must relate to, you obviously got to earn a stream of income. So if you're already got a job or working full-time, then Usana quite often comes in as a part-time, whether it's 2 to 5 hours a week, whether it's, if you're lucky enough to fit in 10 hours a week, then it can make you basically enough income to give up your job, if you like. So that's the aim. Every one of you has got a different goal, so there's no right or wrong. It's a matter of figuring out what income level you want on a monthly or a weekly basis is always a good place to start. So whether that's $300 to pay for some groceries or $1,000 a week to, make a difference so that you don't have to work and you've got options, whatever it is, just take a stab in the dark and put a figure on it. Then come back to me and we work backwards. So from that, we work out how many people you need to talk to, what the statistics are, because it's like any other job. We are now talking to people about information. Some will be interested, some will not be interested, and some will be interested but won't want to take action right now. It'll be something for a mulling over period, or a not right now, maybe later. So those are your 3 options that people are going to get when you approach them about stuff. So don't be afraid. That's the big key. And that's what I struggled with in the beginning, because I didn't know everything. So this is all about giving you some starting tools. You're not going to know everything, but you can find out things. And so that's the key. Look at your website, use me, use information, use events to go to grow your knowledge on the products, on the business, on the company, and figure out why you are aligned to doing your Usana business. So that's a little bit of a recap on last week, goal setting. And I want to mix it into today's session, which is on what we call inviting. So it's basically learning how to talk to and approach customers and prospects, we call them, on how to talk to them without being scammy and salesy and in it for you kind of thing, about your business. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, as human beings, most of us genuinely want to be able to help people. And the whole purpose of having a direct selling company is that we get paid commission on referrals. Now, when we refer a product, we're usually referring it to someone we know. Now, that person, if they're not happy with it, is going to come and tell us, right? So we're not going to refer something that we don't like. So first of all, you must be using the product yourself. If you're not using a product that you know would be good for someone, you might have a testimonial from someone else that you know within the Usana business, or come to me and approach me about, do I know what is good for XYZ, eczema or joint care or irritable bowel or whatever condition it is. The foundation of Usana is what you've got to keep in mind, and that is the building block of our cells as human cells need to rebuild, and to rebuild, they need the correct nutrition. Okay, so that is always your foundation, and you start from there. So moving forward to the skills of inviting, what we've got to do is when we have a business, we have to talk to people. Because quite often people will say, great, I'm going to do this business, I'm going to sign up and I'm going to start, but nobody actually knows that you've started. You've decided, but nobody else has decided. So the first thing I like you to do, and if you haven't done this, please talk to me about it, because it works amazingly well. And it's really low-key, fun, and it gets you sort of started in the whole momentum of things. And that's what this is all about, really. Momentum and creating action and information and education so that people can take action that's correct for them. So that thing is a launch party. So if you're out of town and I can't be with you, we can do it online. I have done a webinar, and I have done a Skype presentation. So I've been on Skype and on at someone's house, actually in Queensland, and they have run the party. It's like a home party kind of thing themselves. So I'm gouging out the information and they're all running it. It actually sounds complicated, but it is such a hoot because it's really easy. And it's a bit different and people will find it quite quirky. But if I am around, you're in Melbourne and I can help you and be with you, then I will help you do that. If you're in New Zealand, I'm a New Zealand team, again, I can do the Skype thing. It sounds ridiculous, but it really works. Otherwise, I can give you the tips on how to do it yourself. The launch party is quite critical to get someone else to help you with so that you're not the expert. So you're not the person who knows all about stuff because you've just started, so of course you don't. So a launch party is something that we invite, half a dozen, not many, of your closest friends or family, and or it can be both. And what you say is that you'd like them to come to your place, say on a Friday night. You're going to have drinks and nibbles, and you want to introduce the fact that you've just bought a business that you're doing part-time, and it's in a health and wellness industry, and you know it's going to benefit either some of them themselves or some of their friends, and you're just wanting to show them what you've got, get some feedback. It's always a good thing to say. I want to get your feedback, and I just want to let you know what I've got, so that if you're already buying supplements or health products, which you probably are, that perhaps if these suit you, you could come and buy them from me, and that would be a great support for me. That's all you need to say, and half a dozen people is all you need. And then what we do is we get your startup box, the box that you first got your Usana products. If you haven't got that, I can bring one. I can always find one. And then we literally unpack your box, and I go through, it's like doing a presentation. So I go through the story of Usana and how it was founded, the vision behind it, and then what makes Usana different. And then as we're unpacking, we're going through the products and talking about the products. Now, most of you will have a small pack, so it doesn't take much. So I will bring also along some other things. It's also really good to do a mixer. So we now have healthy mixer parties, which we can do, or we can just make up the Nutri-Meals or put it into a blender and make it a smoothie. And so I'm also part of the Beach Bum series. So that's very smoothie based recipes. And so I can bring along that if that appeals to your people as well. So there's lots of options. It's all about education and showing them what you've got, and then asking them for referrals. Basically, at the end of the day, you're going, you know what, if you'd like to buy that would be great. I'd love your support. But also, can you think of people that are really into healthy lifestyles and health and well-being and having skin vitality and all the weight loss, who are perhaps hormonal. So you go through all the conditions, and then you go, because I'm looking for people to contact that this could really benefit. So you're only really interested in people who are going to be into it, who you're going to attract, and who are going to find value from what you've got. So that's the starting point, and that works exceedingly well to get you going, because you're hearing me with the information about the products. So you're learning as well as showing people at the same time. And what I'm wanting you to do, and this is the crux of when you invite people for any time or when you're talking to people, is your belief in what you're doing. So that's with product, with yourself, whether you can do this or not, with the industry, which is the direct selling and the network marketing industry, and with health products in general. Okay, so that industry as well, and the company. You need to know a little bit about the company. There's good companies and not so great companies, and direct selling has been around for a long time. So marrying all those factors together is quite important. So getting that information across and your belief with that, all that information needs to come from your heart, I believe, if you want to be authentic and attract the right kind of people. That one you want to sell to and help, and the other thing that you want to work with. So you're looking for two different types of people, or three really. So one is people who will just be using the products and they're not really interested in the business, but they actually may be really good referrers. Okay, so they may know loads of people, they may be well connected, they may influence other people quite considerably. They may be really just too busy and not interested in the business at all, but really into their health. Okay, so they're one lot of people. The next lot of people will be people who may be a bit more like you. They might be a little bit more into alternative ways of earning income, a bit more business savvy, a bit more money savvy. They want multiple streams of income. They're also into their health, and they care about how they look and their longevity. So they're business orientated, but they also will take the products. And the third lot of people are ones that are going to be all kinds. So they're going to be great referrers. They're going to take the products. They're going to do the business, but probably not full on as a second stream of income. But they will dabble in the business, and they'll maybe spend a couple of hours. So they'll learn the skills. They'll be able to connect you with people, but they're not going to be, hardcore business people, but they're still really, really valuable. So those are the three types of people I find that you want to be attracting and work really well in this industry. Okay, so very broad, and you may find there's other ones that you are attracting. And that's fine, but that's usually what I find. So talking to those kind of people, you want to get really sure in your heart that you are connecting with them for the good of them. And so what I mean by that is when you're asking them to take a look at the information about Usana, whether that's the health side, the business side, or both, they might come to you with a health issue, but that they're always moaning about income. So you might go, look, I know you asked me about weight loss. I actually have a company that I product partner with, is usually what I say, that is health-based products, really, really awesome. And I do it as a second stream of income. How about we get together and I can show you that information. And if it's great, if it's a good match, great, we can take it further. And if it's not, at least you've had a look at it. So that's a really good way of introducing both sides. And we should always try and show the business side, because some people will just go, well, if I'm buying enough product, that includes me into qualifying for a business center, basically, then they're going to be good product users anyway, and they usually will know other people who are good product users. So if they know they can earn free product by taking the product and referring, then that's another incentive, if you like, for them to join your business. So belief that you have something valuable, I keep coming back to this, is really important. And I just want you to think for a moment, you've done your goals. So why is it important for you to have the second stream of income within the health arena? Okay, so how is that helping you? Just for a moment, you're going to think of you. And then, so I want you to write that down. And then once you've done that, I want you to think about all the people that you know. So start a names list And this is going to be an ongoing list. So you start off with all the people that you know, and we call it not pre-qualifying. So it's all the people that you know, regardless of if you think they are going to be interested in health or interested in your business. You're just going to write them down. The reason why you write them down, all of them, without judging whether they're going to be interested or not, is because you don't know what's going on for them. So quite often, just for an example, we might meet someone. Say I might be talking to my cousin, who I know really well. How are you going? Da da da. She's going well. She's started a new job and she's fitting in really well. But I might not know that she has got gut issues. So she's, oh yeah, I'm fine. Of course, maybe she's got irritable bowel. And she's not going to go, oh yeah, well actually I'm having trouble with my poos. So that's not kind of thing that you say in general conversation. Or she might go, oh yeah, I don't really like my job, but it's okay for now, and I'm going to give it 12 months and we'll see how we go. So I'm not going to race in and go, right, I've got a business opportunity for you. She might be hanging in there for reasons that are not financial. It might be because she knows there's someone that can promote her to the next level, or we don't know what's her agenda with the things that she's doing. So it's best for us to not judge and give everyone the same opportunities. Okay, does that make sense? So write your list. So if you go through your phone, I find is the easiest thing. So look at how many people you have on your phone and write everyone down because you've got their phone numbers. Then go through your email contacts, write everyone down, and you have either an email or a phone number for them. Then go to your Facebook page and you can check out your friends and then write all of those down that you haven't already got, okay? So you probably find if you did that properly, you would have 500 to 1,000 people. Then you go back and you think, who's my hairdresser, which was probably on your list anyway, my dentist, my florist, the people I buy my coffee from, who do I go to school with, who do I connect with at a sports club, what are my interests, who are the people I see for that. Those are the kind of people that you want to write down. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to phone every single one of those people and say, hey, I've got a business. Hey, they're not going to care. So it's a matter of writing them down to give you the feeling of abundance. So one of the things that we teach in business, doesn't even have to be in Usana, is that feeling abundant brings abundance. So we work on vibrational energy, and so the more you can get into the feeling of you've got lots of people to contact, then it's not going to be very hard to be talking to some of those people. And if some of them say no, you're not going to go, ugh, I've only got 10 on my list and I'm down to 8. What if those 8 say no? When you've got 500, you're going, oh, what's a couple of no's? That's fine. And statistically, people are going to say no. But also statistically, people are going to say yes. So you've got to keep going until you get the yeses. If you've got 500, you've got a lot more people to be contacting if the time comes, and to be getting your yeses. Does that make sense? So that's the creating the feeling of abundance, which is really, really important. Then match that with the feeling of value, that you have something so amazing to give them, which is their health. And once you learn a lot more about the product and the company, you will know that this is incredible what it can do, and the stories that you hear people have, it's really changed their lives. So that needs to come from your heart. That's going to come over time as you are in the business longer and longer. So coming along to events is really important for that, because you will hear other people than me tell their stories about what they've got out of it. So whether that's better eyesight, losing weight, more energy, get their hormones under control, big things like cystic fibrosis, ME, MS, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, all these big things, but also the small things like joint pain and asthma. So, lifestyle things that affect people's health on a day-to-day basis don't have to be big stuff. It can be just the little things. And most women will do anything for their kids. So when their kids are sick, they're wanting to find a solution, and more women are looking to find natural solutions. So this is it's not a great but it's a great opening for conversation. So I want to show you, if I can share my screen, the script that I use as a base. And I want you to just, when you've listened to this, email me and I'll send you the script through so that I know you've watched it and that you're going to take action on it. So the script is, just seeing if I can actually share my screen. So just bear with me for a moment. Hang on a minute. No, doesn't look like I can. I can add people, but I can't add my other screen. Okay, so I'll just read it through for you so that you get an idea. And again, this is just a base. So if I am phoning people, so you might want to either phone people because you've got a little bit more time to be prepared. You can write things down. I used to write heaps when I was asking questions to find out information, really. So find out what their needs are. So you're wanting to find out their wants, their needs, and their don't wants. So when you're phoning them and you're talking to them about an opportunity or something that you think might be useful for them. So the whole purpose of phoning someone is to make an appointment or a booking or a coffee catch up so that you can show them some information that's relevant to them or send them a video link, okay, so that they can have a look at whether this is relevant for them and whether they want to look further or whether it's just not of interest at all, okay? So that's your objective with talking to people at your first invite, what we call. So if I'm phoning someone, I might say, hey, Joe, how you going? Hey, I was thinking of you just the other day. I ran past your house. Just wondered, do you have a minute? So you're always clearing the time. Great. Hey, but first, how's the kids? I saw them as well. That's what made me think of you. Da, da, da. So you touch base on something really simple, but very quick because you know that they know you've phoned them for something. Okay. Hey, the reason why I'm phoning is I don't know if you know, but I've got my own small business and I'm really excited. It's a range of high quality nutritional products and healthcare products. And I know you're really into health. There's a really effective weight management program, an anti-aging skincare range, and I'm having awesome results myself for the product. So you can't buy these products in the shops. You have to buy them through a distributor like me. And I did think of you because I know you're so much into your health and fitness. And I don't know if you take supplements or health products or have an interest in keeping yourself healthy. But I thought of you because you're always open-minded and you've given me great feedback. So are you open for me to send you a video link that talks about some of the health benefits I think you could be looking for? Or you might say, do you want to catch up for a coffee and we can go through some of this information? You mentioned blah, 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 your eczema that was flaring up again. And I know I've heard stories that this is great for eczema. I haven't had any response with that myself because I don't have it, but I was thinking of you because there are some great internal products that you can use to fix both the external and the internal side of eczema. So does that interest you? So when they say yes, you book the time, confirm the appointment, and then confirm it again. So you're going to actually confirm it again in total. So that's Tuesday, 2 o'clock at such and such a place. Meet you there. and we'll talk about, the eczema condition. And hey, there's a great business opportunity there. It may or may not be for you, but let's take a look. You can give me some feedback. So that's one option. The other option is what you're wanting to do, and I'll send this to you in the script, is when you are saying, I have a great opportunity here for you, or I have a product range that I want you to look at, or I have a business opportunity I want you to look at, you always want to qualify that with, I really don't know if this is going to be for you or not, but I thought of you because blah, blah, blah. So usually I find I say because of something healthy, because most of my friends are into health products and I know that they take health products. So I might have said something, I know you're into health products, but you also care about what you're putting into your body, and this seems to be exceptional value and exceptional quality, which you can't get elsewhere. Why don't we take a look? And then you go back and confirm, once they say yes, no, whatever, you're confirming the time. Give them 2 time options and say, yep, sure, I'll meet up with you when you want to meet. Have 2 time slots up your sleeve. So you might go, how's tomorrow? So try and make it in the first 48 hours. How's tomorrow at, say, 10 a.m. or Wednesday afternoon at 6? Or if it's kids, 8 p.m. So you're giving them 2 times. If they can't make those times, they will say no. And so give them 2 other times. Now they may give you times and you can see if that suits. Okay, so don't panic too much on that. That's if you that scenario is if you're catching up for a coffee catch up. Quite often what I do now is to send out a video link, because most people, no, some people don't want to spend a lot of time if you're not seeing them on a regular basis. So different for friends or business colleagues that you're trying to connect with anyway, or people that you're seeing on a regular basis, or mums from school, that kind of thing. But if it's someone who, say it's an old high school buddy and their name popped up on Facebook and you thought, hey, I could phone them. It might seem a bit random, so you might need to qualify it. Qualify, I mean, you've got to set it up right so that they don't think you're some kind of weirdo. And then that feels a lot better for you. Be really honest and upfront about why you're calling, why you're contacting them. So you've got to find something that's in common, okay? So it might be, hey, Mandy, you've just popped up on my news Facebook feed. I have no idea what you're doing or what's happening in your life. Really love to connect. I'm wanting to find out if you're interested in health and wellness. I have an awesome health and wellness business. I'm looking for some smart, savvy people to work with. You may have some suggestions, wondered if we can connect or if I could send you a quick video link to take a look at. How about we catch up at, maybe give them some times, over Skype or on Facebook? What do you reckon? Something like that. And then they'll Facebook message you back or whatever and say yay, nay, or whatever. But it doesn't sound like it's scammy. It's like, now you're being upfront, like you wanting to work with someone. Are they interested in health and wellness? Maybe are they one lady I did Facebook message that I hadn't seen for ages, and I said, hey, you're in the same year as me at school, blah, blah, and we sort of did a bit of a chit chat back and forth. And I said, you may be wondering why I'm contacting you. The reason is I saw you comment on so-and-so's post about, and it was about a health and wellness thing. I have my own business that I've had for 8 years, and I'm looking for new people to grow in, and it was in an area, and she was actually in South Island, New Zealand. So I said, I'm wanting people, new distributors, so she knew it was a business, new distributors to open up for me in the South Island, where I'm wanting to grow my business and grow the market. It's a huge opportunity and a huge market that's booming at the moment. Are you interested, or do you know anyone who's interested? And so we started a conversation. Turns out not good timing for her, but we're actually now conversing regularly. And so over time, it's going to be well, it is a great relationship, but also she can see it fitting into her life. So she's just clearing through a few things. So it's not always about, okay, get the sale, get the sale, get the sale. It's about how can I help them achieve their goals. So for some people who, what we call warm leads, so people we know really well, we know quite a lot about them to start with. So we know a lot of their wants and needs, and we can come in straight away with, this might be good for you for blah, 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 blah. If it's not, hey, that's okay, I thought it's worth taking a look. Other people you're not going to know so well, and they're more what we call cold leads. And they may not be cold as in you don't know them. It's just you don't know. You haven't conversed with them for a while, like school people that you went to school with, and you're now turning 50. So you've got to, what we call, warm them up. So you contact them, you say why you're contacting them, so you don't do any weird stuff. And if they're open to things, they will keep conversing with you. So you might send them a link. There, I've got screeds of links that you can send. So I always want you to ask them, if it's someone that you don't know that well, what interests you the most about the health and wellness industry. So, is it the business opportunity? Is it better, retirement? Is it health and wellness? Have you got something that's an issue for you or a priority for you right now? Over the next 2 years, what are your goals? So health and also financial. So they're big things that you're doing at the moment that I could help with. So the reason is we're trying to find out what video that we have is actually going to talk to them the most, and they're going to get the most out of it. So we're not ever going to get it wrong, because if they're open to looking, they're going to be inquisitive. But the better match we can make with it, the quicker it will be for them to decide, hey, this is actually really good timing, or look, I think I need to shelve that for a little bit, but I'm going to come back to it because it seems really valuable. So get as much information as you can at the time, and you do that by asking questions. So you don't just come in blur. It's about, hey, what's going on for you? Haven't caught up with you for a while, without going into their whole life history. What are you? And so a good way to move them forward, if they start into the raving about what's been going on, is like, hey, I really want to help you. I've got my own health and wellness business. I'm not sure if you're going to need anything from me right now, or if you know anyone who may need anything, but what are your goals right now? I've never asked you. So have you got any health goals? Are you wanting to achieve anything by the end of the year? What are you doing over the next 2 years as far as your financial stuff's coming along? So that kind of moves the conversation in that arena, and you can kind of fast track. So I hope that helps. You will need to practice a little bit on that before it starts just flowing. And I, to be honest, don't do it the same every single time. But I use the script as a guide so that I'm covering off why I'm phoning them. So clear the time. Why am I phoning them? What I have to offer. It may or may not be for them. However, I thought it would be a good match because blah, and then make the appointment. Okay, or send the video. Then what you're going to do, if you're sending a video, so not if you're going to meet them person to person, but if you are going to send a video link, there's a sequence of things that you need to go through next. And so that is, so you say, great, I'll send you the link. What's the best email to send you it on? So you take down those details. And then you say, when do you think you'll have a chance to have a look at it? So you're actually asking them when they've got time, rather than you saying, oh, well, I'll phone you back at such and such time. Because now we have to go into a follow-up mode. So they're going to go, say it's Monday when you talk to them. They say, oh, probably not till the end of the week. I'm kind of busy, so maybe Friday. So you go, well, would it be helpful if I send it to you Thursday night? So they could look at it Friday, so it's not gonna get lost in all your email stuff. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Great. So if you watch it Friday, should I phone you on Friday night or Saturday morning to just check and see how you found it? Or what you liked, actually, is a better thing to say. See what you liked. then they're going to actually go, when am I going to watch it? Because Friday was just kind of like, it's in the future. So now they're going to think, okay, Friday night, actually, I can watch it at 8 o'clock. And then perhaps if you phone me on Saturday morning. So they'll give you a time. Again, they're giving you the time. So phone me at Saturday morning, you go, great, what's a good time? 10, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So no, 10 o'clock's great. So then you confirm it. So you're going to watch it Friday night. So you confirm the whole lot. You're going to watch it Friday night. I'll send it to you Thursday night. So you've got it fresh in your email pile for Friday morning. You'll see it there. You'll watch it Friday night. And then I'll phone you back on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on this number. Is that the best number for you? Yes. And we can go over what you liked about it and give me any feedback that you need to. Yep, great. Awesome. I'll be speaking to you Saturday and I'll send that email through to you on Thursday night. So you're actually confirming it quite a few times there. And then what's happening is they're saying yes, yes, yes a few times as well. Plus, they've diarised it in their time span. And we've also booked the follow-up in their time span, okay? So now everything's on their terms. So we don't feel like we're hassling or it's inappropriate or we're trying to get an appointment out of them. It's really easy. They can have a look and then we phone them back. Now, I just want to touch on if you send it out, so you send it out Thursday night, of course you don't hear back from them on Friday because they're watching it Friday night. Saturday, you phone. So there's two scenarios. One, they'll pick up and they'll go, yep, great, I watched it, and they'll give you some feedback. We're going to cover this in the following one, okay? So what you do on a follow-up. The next scenario is that they'll pick up and they'll say, oh, something came out last minute and I just didn't get a chance to watch it. I'm really sorry, I'll watch it tonight. And you go, that's fine. Things come up all the time. So you want me to resend the link or have you still got that available on your emails? Oh, no, I've still got it available. Okay, great. So you're going to watch it tonight? Yep, I'll watch it tonight. And they'll tell you all the excuses why they didn't watch it last night. So they'll tell them again, yes, I'll definitely watch it tonight. Okay, great. So shall I phone you tomorrow at 10 in the morning just to see, what you liked? Yeah. That will be great. Okay, so they're rebooking it. Now you may need to do that 3 or 4 times. Guarantee it will not be any more than that because they'll be going, I better just watch that. And if it gets to 2 or 3, you can go, it's only 3 minutes or it's only 4 minutes. Just stick it on while you're making dinner. So give them some easy options. It's only 2 minutes long. It's only 2 minutes long. So just reinforce that it's not a big deal. It's not going to take them a long time to look at it. That's why the video links are really good for busy people. They just need to have it on while they're doing something else, semi-listen. And then if they're interested, they can re-listen to it and come up with some questions or what do they like about it. I'd really love to know. Okay, then when you're phoning them back, you'll get your feedback. The third scenario is that they'll not answer. Okay, so they probably wouldn't have watched it. And then they see your number come up and they'll go, I'm not going to answer that because I haven't watched it and I'll quickly go watch it, which they don't do. And then you can't get hold of them and you're playing catch up. So what you do is you leave a message that first time and go, hey, Joe, I'm just following up and touching base regarding the time that I said I'd call. I wondered if you'd watched the video and what you liked. Give me a call back when you're free. And so then what you do is, because of course they don't phone you back because they're feeling guilty, is that you phone back later that day and say, hey, I wasn't sure if I missed you before. We were meant to catch up at 10. It's no big deal if you haven't. If you haven't watched it, that's okay. I can phone you back tomorrow at 10 o'clock and catch up then. Have a great night. And so then you do it 2 or 3 times. If they still haven't watched it, which doesn't very often happen when you do it like this, they still haven't watched it, worst case scenario, you phone up because now you're feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm really hassling this person and I don't want to feel yuck. Remember, it's all about belief and vibration. So now we're feeling yuck and it's going to rub off on stuff, okay? We don't want that. We don't want that in our life. So you phone up and you go, hey Joe, I know we've missed each other quite a few times and I'm figuring that you haven't watched the video, which is completely fine. Look, if it's not for you, that's quite okay. I just thought it might have been useful for blah, 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 and go back to your invite stuff. But if not, hey, that's absolutely cool. I'm not going to phone you about this anymore because I don't want to hassle you and I don't want it to feel awkward when I meet you. So don't feel guilty if you haven't watched it. It's no big deal. Just give me a call. Our friendship's worth more than, a silly little video. Give me a call. Or you can text, okay, the same kind of message. So the whole thing is that you don't want it to, you want to be upfront about it, not feeling really awkward, like, because you're going to run into them probably. And then you're like, hi. So that's not good. You don't want to feel like that. So 2 or 3 times and then leave a message like that. They will no doubt get back to you. Or when you see them and do run into them, then they go, oh, I got your message, thanks. And they'll tell you all the excuses why they haven't seen it. And just go, that's cool. Look, I know things come up and that's life. And that's one of the reasons why I thought it would be great for you. But hey, let me know when you're ready and I can send that link through again, or we can catch up a coffee and go through it in person. So it's better just to leave it like that. You're leaving a little bit of curiosity on the table because they're kind of like, oh, she doesn't really want me. But not enough for them to go, you want them still to feel cared about and like you have got something of value, but also understanding that maybe it isn't the right time. Maybe they are just really, really busy and it's just, just the way it is. So just go, hey, that's cool. When the time is right, they will come to you and go, hey, what was that thing you were going to send me? I meant to get back to it. Honestly, it works. So I hope that's helped as far as approaching and talking to people initially. Go back over this, re-listen, talk to me about the invite script because each of you are different with your own market. You've all got quite unique market and people that you're wanting to attract and quite strong messages, okay, which you want to actually put into your invite. You want to tell people about that. So let's talk one-on-one about the best way for you to approach. But that's just a generalized script, if you like, on talking to people. And what's the crux behind it is offering that value and that you believe that this can really change their lives, which it can. It's amazing. So that's talking to people. The last thing before we sign off is going through a tracking program. So what I do is, and you can have this in a notebook or actually on your name sheet. I used to have it on the name sheet that I would provide, and I'd have a tick box for people that I contacted and results, when to follow up. So use a tracking system. There is another one that I use now, which I find really, really good, and it's under Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect. So that's Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect, and he talks about small efforts done consistently every day have a compounded effect to make massive differences in your business and in your life. Okay, so it can apply to anything. So, and he has a sheet, it's called a daily tracker. It's a free resource on his website. So if you go to www.darrenhardy, spelt DARRENHARDY, or you can click on thecompoundeffect.com, and it's under free resources and it's called Daily Tracker. If you just save that as a PDF and then print it, and then every week you can just check off. So it's got areas that you can have for self-improvement, different habits that you want, but I want you to put some business stuff in there. So if you put approaches or invites, presentations, follow-ups, and then all your stuff. So your mindful stuff like might be personal development or might be affirmations, whatever you're trying to create a habit around or want your life to look like. Might be reading for 30 minutes a day, meditation, anything that you're wanting to work on, excuse me, put on that tracker. And then you write a goal for yourself. So I'm going to say, you might go, invitations, I want to do 10 invitations this week. So that means I have to talk to 10 people. That might be 2 a day. So who am I going to run into? Who am I going to see? Who am I going to talk to? What clients do I have? Who am I going to come in contact with? So you think a little bit more about your week when you're focused on a number. Then you might have presentations. So that a presentation, we're going to cover this next week, is like giving the information. So about the health, about the business, and preferably about both. And also it can be sending a video link or inviting people to come along and they come to a group presentation. So for example, I'm running a healthy mixer tomorrow night. If people were to come along to that, that would be classed as a presentation. It's not business information, but it leads into business information if they're interested. Then you're going to have a column that's follow-up. So that's finding out whether people like the concept, don't like the concept, how they can see it fitting into their life, what they can see fitting into their life, what their goals are, and how it's going to match up with that. So all those kind of things. So again, you want to focus on a number. So you might go, okay, if I'm talking to 10 people this week, so that's 2 a day, I might want to present to maybe 3. You might get 3 or 4. So let's say 3 presentations. So 3 people I'm going to show the information to in one form or another. So from those 3 information touch points, I'm going to follow up with however many. Now, initially when you start off, if you've only presented to 3, you've only got 3 to follow up with, okay? But as you get down the track, you get a snowball effect happening. And what you can say, what a good statistic is to run your business by is 10-3 or 10-4, 10 or 10-3-10 is fine as well. So that's talking to 10, 3 presentations for the week, and then following up with 10. Now that might be for events coming up in the future, things going on. You might be touching base with people who are already customers. You might be following up with people who've just seen a presentation. So it's not just limited to new presentations that week that you've just done. It can be stuff from the week before or a month before or 6 weeks before. Because sometimes people take a longer time to think about stuff and other people take a short time. So there's always a stage and you can be touching base with people all the time. So if you track those, you're going to actually see the improvement. Now it's going to start off really small, but if you keep that going week by week, month by month, at the end of the year, you'll look back and you go, oh man, that's so easy. And I can see how my business has progressed. So great habit to get into for any habit that you're wanting to change, but particularly business habits, because then you're accountable to yourself. And also I can hold you accountable as well. So that's all from me. Hope that is fairly clear. And if you've got any questions, please give me a call, email me, Facebook message me, however you like to contact me. I have got a few events on this week, so if you see this in time, phone me about it. Tomorrow night being Tuesday, I'm running a healthy mixer evening. It's a workshop, and I'm going to be running this at least once a month with Sharon Kafawa. So we're going to do once a month healthy mixer, which is a smoothie based information on the mix between whole foods and nutritionals, and it's basically the Nutrimeal. So how they can maximize the smoothie kind of fad that's happening at the moment. Know what foods to put in a smoothie that taste good, don't taste foul, so that they keep doing it. Recipes, we're going to give out recipes for great skin, weight loss, nutrition for after sport, smoothies for after sport, cleansing, energy, digestion. I've actually got one there for hormonal imbalances if you're coming up to PMT time. So all those kind of things. We're going to talk about when to have smoothies, when not to have smoothies, what to put in so that you haven't got too many calories, when to eat them, um, depending on your goals. So all those kind of things. And we're going to talk about low GI. So the information in the beginning is going to be all low GI based. So we're giving out information they can take away for sifting through all the masses of information that are out there that can be quite confusing. So that is tomorrow night. Also running one next Friday at 12 o'clock midday here at my house, and also that same day but Friday night. So that's Friday 26th at 7:30. So if you can make any of those, that would be great to see you. And we have a mindset meeting on this Thursday night in the city. Okay, that's run by a United Melbourne group, which is going to be great. So that is 7:30 this Thursday at 488 Swanston Street. Next Thursday's one is on health and freedom. So that's a opportunity on showing people, including yourself, the product information, health and wellness side of things, and also the business opportunities. So if you've got guests that you'd like to bring along and don't want to do a presentation, that's a good one to do. That is with Sue Ross and Danny. So Sue's, she's a little bit older than me. She's lives near Geelong, I think, actually in Lorne. Very much lifestyle orientated, great lady, relates well. And Danny's a personal trainer. So he's talking about the business and from a business perspective, how that runs alongside his personal training business. So really good to connect with that. And that's next Thursday. So it'll be the 25th at 7:30 in the city. So let me know if you can make any of those. And we're going to book a Sensei party coming up. We'll let you know when that's going to be on in Melbourne. Also, one more thing is a webinar. So I'm wanting to do a webinar on the Healthy Mixer. It'll probably be mid-March we're looking at now. So just want some feedback from you guys, whether that you'd have anyone interested in attending a webinar. And we'll basically be doing the Healthy Mixer workshop, but we'll be videoing it and taking you through how to do it yourself. So a little bit more different. So that's all from me, and have a good night or morning if you're watching this during the morning. Phone me if you have any problems or questions or queries, and also email me when you want the script to be sent out to you. Have a great night.